Whatever you want, whatever you need, anything you want done, baby, I'll do it naturally, 'cause I'm every woman. It's all in me. It's all in me. Well, it used to be until I reached middle adulthood. Hi, I am Lakeisha Lawrence. Thank you for tuning in. Now, I am in a class right now, Lifespan Development, and I am learning what middle adulthood is all about. Didn't know until I took the class, and I'm learning parts of me and things about me that I did not know. So if you have reached this stage of your life where you are feeling overwhelmed with caring for not only grown children, yes, aging adults, and possibly even your spouse, while you balance your career, any community activities, while you are trying to live yet yourself, then you continue to tune in. I'm sure there are some things here in this video that you will be able to learn. Now, further on, I will be able to introduce a little bit more about myself. But just to get us started, I will say that it is my goal to be able to explain the importance of taking the time as we navigate life. We are going to go through different stages and changes, right? We start out young and eventually we grow, if we're fortunate, to grow old into late adulthood. But for those of us who are right here in the middle, listen up. We change so very much. If we're not careful, we lose ourselves. So I want to share a little secret with you. I've not mastered it, but I have done thorough research, and there are different strategies that I've tried that I'm so excited to share with you. So today, I want to talk to you about getting to know the new version of yourself, the middle adulthood version. Now, I know that there's a serious challenge that many of us face, like I too still have faced right here in the midst of all of the different changes, but together with the strategies and the things that I've tried, I soon will overcome it. But I look forward to sharing what I've tried so far. Stay tuned.
Dr. Key, your next client is here.
Thank you.
Hi there.
Good afternoon, Ms. Lawrence. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I can't complain. I'm still here. It's good to see you again.
Yes, it's good to be seen, Doc.
Okay. Well, before we get started, just tell me how it's been going.
Everything's been going pretty good. I have been trying to follow the homework exercises that you gave me. Not without challenges, but yes, everything's been going pretty good.
So this is our, third session now?
Yes.
Okay. And during our last session, we did discuss self-sacrifice and how your life reflected in regards to Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Yes.
I gave you an assignment to do.
Yes.
That you should be doing daily. How's that been going?
In all honesty, a bit difficult, if I can say, because as this is the third session on self-sacrifice,
Right.
You know me, we've been meeting for years, but self-sacrifice is a big topic because of the self-esteem issue. It's hard for me to stop doing for others, to put myself first.
Right.
And I find it very, very difficult to stop with my mom or just the different tasks, that I have with carpooling, just saying no, in essence, when it comes down to helping people. So I started out going to the gym in the morning times, and that was really good. Even as far as a bubble bath at night, just something small for myself, or taking the time to make myself a smoothie, my favorite dessert, whatever I was trying to do. But if someone calls and they need me, immediately I'd stop and I would put whatever they need first, because it was hard for me to just say no.
Right.
I had something I needed to do. So while I started the month off great, I didn't end as good as I started.
Well, A good start is what we always hope for. In our first session, we dated back to you being intentional with mindfulness. And it seems as if you already started to troubleshoot. You said you were doing things as far as waking up early, starting your day with self, meditation, reflection, and then like a bubble bath, ending your day with self. So that's a great start. We don't have to start perfect. As long as we get there, it's a progress.
Yes,
it's a process. I'm sorry. Now, to continue, you mentioned generativity. So let's sit there for a second. How are you balancing everything?
Wait, I wanted to make sure that I made notes. You were suggesting the mindfulness to start that back up, because I know that was something we had done, but that's not something I literally kept up. So you're saying that's something you suggest that I go back to, starting my day.
Yeah, something that you keep constant. As far as it's this process that we're on, like you said, sometimes it will be more challenging than other times. And with that, if you don't have any help, or if you're feeling lonely or with self, a lot of times we have to start with self, which starts with mindfulness. As you said, waking up early, whether it's your smoothie, your meal prepping, going to the gym, meditation, or walk outside. If you opened your door and got some fresh air in the morning before you brush your teeth, whatever it may be, and then ending your day with self. That way, when you start your day and when you end it, you're still putting self first. And I guess as far as esteem, loneliness, putting others before yourself, that gratulation that you feel comes with putting yourself first.
Right.
I guess you can't really expect someone else to before you do for yourself.
Well, you remember when we were talking about Maslow, I mentioned, one of the theories that I was studying for the class that I'm taking, that self-esteem, that sense of connection and that belonging and the love. I think we went a little deeper, the hierarchy of needs.
Right.
If I'm quoting it correctly, that was one of the things that I felt like I just completely fell off, because putting me first and balancing, because like the weight gain from the medications and the stress, I battled with the emotional eating. So me needing to go to the gym, that was a necessity.
Right.
And not being able to wake up and put my health first because of somebody else's needs, that's pretty deep. And so when I, was studying and doing some research, I realized that is a basic need. That is something that I should address like head on, and I had not done that.
Well,
so
I'm glad you referred to his hierarchy of needs, because it's a pyramid.
Okay.
It has a flow structure. So as you just said, you had some basic needs or some things that started to faint in place of the esteem, but it's a system. So if you've already got the physiological needs, your safety, your love and belonging, a lot of times, like you said, your esteem, it seems to fall or falter a little bit, and you may have to reach back down and go back to your physiological needs, which would be your mindfulness. Start from the bottom and work your way right back to the top, as you've done.
Yes.
And it's not always easy. It's not always a simple task. But given the fact that, okay, you may, like you said, start back with your time for yourself, car rides, making sure that your own resources are in place for yourself.
Yes.
You may not need to go all the way back to safety. You don't need to worry about friends and family. You may need to go check box 1 right quick right again, and you get right back to box 4 and you continue your process.
Yes.
But that's why we're here.
Yes.
So as we continue, when you say that you're not balancing things well, other than the esteem and putting yourself second, other than that one factor, why else do you think that is?
Well, I mean, there are some components that are missing, I'd have to say, with balance itself. And also studying, Erickson is a theorist that I've studied.
Great.
And generativity, if I'm saying it correctly. Generativity, thank you. When it comes down to me and what I feel as though I've accomplished, I'm an educator, right? I have a beautiful home my husband and I have purchased, and we have successful and intelligent, beautiful sons. And the pair of us have aging mothers who we care about. And so when I think about that, these are the things that we've accomplished in life, and we have ties to the community. I'm a pastor. He's, he works heavily in the church as a trustee. We work in the community and have responsibilities. So you think in that, we are fulfilled. We have reached a certain depth, right? Boxes are checked. However, when it comes down to Erickson, he is saying that after you have resolved issues with intimacy and identity, then one will assume by the time you get to generativity that you're at your place. And I feel like that's where my battle is. That's the component that's missing. I know who I am, so to speak. Intimacy is not an issue, but now that I am here, something feels out of whack.
So let's solution find. We given you going through your theorist. I'm sorry. We touched on a couple of concepts before. Two of them being the sandwich generation or stagnation.
Yes.
So which one would you think apply to your situation?
Oh my goodness. When I think about stagnation, I feel guilty. Because I feel like I should feel fulfilled.
Right.
I feel like when I think about the sandwich generation that I'm in, my husband's mother has suffered heart attacks. I lost my dad, he lost his dad, so I only have my mom, he has his mom. My mom has health issues, and it's sad that we both have grown adult children who still depend on us, and we both have our own health issues, so we're seeing about each other. And with that, we're still blessed. Our needs are still met. However, we're still kind of stuck in a place where we don't get, and I'll be personal, I don't get the time that's needed to further grow or to check in with myself, to find the balance that I need to build my self-esteem, to go to the gym, to lose the weight, to take care of all of my medical needs. I don't get to be selfish right now. I don't get to know this new version of me as this middle adulthood person who I've become. And it's kind of funny because now I'm experiencing perimenopause. I've reached this area of my life where I'm a little bit more emotional. I'm more introverted. I'm learning more about myself. And when do I have the time to figure out who this new amazing female is? Yeah, because as an educator, I give out. As a pastor, I'm giving out. And just as a mother, I continue to pour out. But when do I get a chance to just pause in this sandwich generation and in stagnation where I'm no longer, my sons don't need me the same. I'm no longer as active in the community. They're not going up playing sports at the rec anymore. I'm no longer, the teen mom. I'm no longer needed in some areas. So I do feel a little bit of lack of fulfillment in some areas. But what do I plug in the time to just take care of where I am now? So there's some guilt because I haven't found that balance in that time. So something has been taken away, but something else has been added. And I haven't quite found the place yet. So I'm trying to find the time to get to this new version of me.
Well, you again, as it's almost a full circle, you pretty much done a great job of self-identifying first. I mean, you troubleshooted. You troubleshooted a great bit. Self-sacrifice, generativity, stagnation, and sandwich generation. You have a list of problems. You started with mindfulness, a great solution. Maslow's hierarchy of needs, another resource and great solution. Finding your placement on this hierarchy was almost step one, and you've done that. You're at the esteem placement when you're finding for this self-identity crisis. We talked about identity versus intimacy. Finding that placement between both. Sometimes being in that gray area could be confusing and chaotic.
Yes.
However, as we just pretty much agreed upon, his hierarchy is a pyramid.
Yes.
And sometimes we it's almost like steps. You can go up and down. It's not a set timeline, a set pace, anything. A lot of times life is, as you know, life speaks for itself. So you can get to a point of the pyramid, and then sometimes you may have to reevaluate. So if you're feeling these things with esteem, feeling guilty about self-sacrificing, which you deserve, that's not a problem. That's on you. Yes. It may be an evaluation of your resources, environment, family structure, support system. However, it starts with those physiological needs, safety, love, and belonging. And once you retrace these steps, keeping mindfulness in mind, and you spoke to me about your neurologist, meaning you're getting outside help, getting other resources on this pace. There is no set timeline as to when you'll wake up feeling perfect, Lakeisha. No, you won't wake up feeling like, everything's just, it doesn't happen that way.
Right.
But on the rate that you're going, finding the help, putting the resources in play, and actually being active, trying to attain or epitomize this place on this pyramid, you're off to a great start. So don't be too hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself up about it. I look forward to our next session.
Yes.
We can close here with a wrap up. I know that my assistant will get in with you to reschedule everything else. Yeah.
Okay, I've been taking notes, and based on my, I'll say this before I close out with you. Based on my my journaling, I always take notes, and I keep a record of the brain dumps that I have, the notes from the neurologist with my medications and things of that nature, my life coach, who I've been meeting with, and so I am in a healthier place now, trying to navigate this new version of myself.
Can I ask, how often are you meeting with them?
Once a week for reflection.
Perfect.
So with you and with the life coach, I am definitely trusting in God and therapy from a life coach. I am definitely trying to make it make sense, because at some area it is just not, but I am in a better headspace. So thanks to the resources, and I'm truly very grateful for your time. So I'm gonna take these notes and I'll email you should I have any questions before our next session.